Hello and welcome to Shelf Centered. Thanks for stopping back by. It's been kind of a crazy week, so I'll get into that in another video. Today I just wanted to do an audiobook review of Off to Be the Wizard by Scott Meyer. This is book one of many. I want to say there's a number of them. It's through, they're in print, published by the Amazon imprint 47 North. And then otherwise on Audible. I think you could probably tell I've had a little bit of a trend this year on kind of video game related and related books. The Arcane Ascension series, the Cradle series, and then this one. I don't know, it's just been a big fascination to me this year, and I've been blazing through them. It didn't hurt that Luke Daniels is the narrator of this. You really can't get much more perfect than Luke Daniels in your audiobooks. He just has a way with words and with the saying of said words, because he's not the one writing them, but he says them very well. And I think anyone who's listened to an audiobook and listened to him, is pretty well aware he's a rock star, and he doesn't disappoint in this book. Off to Be the Wizard deals with, computer geek, his name's Martin Banks. Sorry, I've got to check my notes for everything. Martin Banks, he kind of, in his computer geekness, he discovers this file, and this is where it's going to get into. You're going to have to suspend your disbelief in this book a healthy amount. You just go along with the concept, and if you can't do that, then it's probably not going to be a book for you. But he finds this file and essentially learns that it kind of runs the whole earth, the whole world. It runs everything. It runs gravity. It runs, so it's this computer file he's able to discover, and time, which is going to be important. Of course, he immediately can't help himself and does a number of things that gets himself noticed. You can imagine if this file exists for this guy, and I don't know, he doesn't give off this like brainiac kind of vibe or anything like that. He's pretty average, it seems like, at least, I tend to give, if someone's going to be a computer geek, I'm going to probably, assume they're smarter than your average person, but you can't just say that for everyone, and he seems pretty average, but he finds it, he stumbles across it. So what does he do? He realizes, all right, I've got to escape my present time, and I have the ability to control time, so he decides to go back to the future. No, it's not that. He decides to go back to like medieval times. He's like, what a better time than I can just be a wizard and nobody will even know the difference. Well, he does go back there and discovers that he's not the first. He's one of many. Gets his butt kicked almost immediately and learns that there's other people doing the same thing. That's part of this is a very humorous book. It's part of the humor in this, because it's essentially your D&D. Everyone went back and was like, this is great, I can live D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, and this will be awesome. And so, of course, multiple people have decided to do this and different times, of course, and they all kind of reasoned out like, it's going to be in about this area where I'll be the most wizardly, and Merlin kind of was in people's thoughts, so maybe they'll just kind of think I'm a Merlin or something like that. So it's kind of like the majority of people would have even thought to go back at this time. So anyway, but he doesn't know that, going in. But that is some of the humor is in that kind of funny, like, you can kind of pick your types of wizard or cleric or whatever you want to be, and kind of enact that out in medieval times. So it's pretty funny too, because there's also moments where he has to go back to the future. I know I made that joke already. It's not, anyway. It's not anything related to Back to the Future, that's for sure. But he goes back, and every time he goes back, it's always like in the moment where he's just about to get arrested, but so the people in the room, I believe it's his parents or something, are kind of like, it just shows from their perspective. They just kind of see him keep popping in, even though it's been like months, if not longer, in our main character's life. Banks, was it? Martin Banks. Marty, and that's going to add into my rating, don't worry. But so it's pretty interesting. Like I said, you've got to suspend disbelief if you're going to enjoy it at all. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I think some of the jokes were a little too juvenile, I want to say. I have a juvenile sense of humor, so I can't, like, I'm not usually going to get down on someone for juvenile jokes, but it was like a number of them, and a number of kind of like, just cringy even. And again, humor is always subjective, so you know, your mileage may vary on that. Some of them just didn't quite get me. They're really, it seems to be pretty much just guys that did this, so that's kind of one of those, like, really no girl computer geeks were finding this, and you know, so I just feel like that's a little bit not quite realistic there. Other than that, though, I have to say, it's fun. It's just a kind of silly, fun book, kind of along the line. And it's really no way related to Ready Player One, but kind of along the lines of like just a fun kind of geek out book. It's not gonna, like, you know, you're not gonna write home about it. It's fine, and it's a fun idea. But again, if you start going into, all right, there's just this file, so it's all a computer system, then and why doesn't he just do, anyway. You can literally easily go down that road. I don't recommend it, because it just won't make it fun. Let's see. And this has been no spoilers, and I'll continue to not spoiler it up. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. You know, like I said, it's fun. It's above average, though. I need to release my video on what these even mean. A 6 out of 10 for me is a pretty good read. It's a good one. It's not like in my top 10 of things, but that's a really hard list to beat out. So, and even the top 20 is going to be hard to get in there. So this was good. It was humorous, fun. If you jive with the humor, and if you can get over the very clear and obvious plot holes, you're just gonna, I mean, if you can get over that, just enjoy the fun of it, you're gonna be good. All right, today in mispronouncing fantasy names, we've got one right here. See if we can guess where it's from. This is Sestream. Any takers? Sestream? Anyone? Anyone can guess where that's from? Anyone can guess what's missing behind me? All right. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.